Well, I would like to take up your question in a somewhat different way. I'd like to take on the broader implications, because it strikes me that very often when people express concern about our opposition to GMOs, they are more motivated by a set of broader concerns about the character of the food and agricultural system. So they're concerned about things. Well, let's back up a little and ask kind of what kinds of things would you want out of an agriculture and food production system? It seems to me you might want healthy, good food, healthy, safe food, produced in quantities enough to meet the needs of feeding people, in an environmentally sustainable way, and in a way that is consistent with kind of safety and sustainable livelihoods for the people who are involved in the production process. I think anybody who sort of turns their attention to thinking about food and agricultural system is going to come up with a similar set of things. Doing all of those is really challenging, and there are a lot of concerns about our current way of organizing and producing food that implicate all of those. They implicate maybe the environmental ones more acutely than they do the sort of health and safety ones of food. So if you think that way, you're going to be concerned about things like agricultural practices broadly. You're going to be concerned about the scale and uniformity of agricultural production. You're going to be concerned about the concentration of ownership in the enterprises that are involved in it, and also the concentration of ownership in the intellectual property. And you're going to be concerned about sort of conditions of safe employment. And now, those are all really, really important and legitimate concerns. But I guess what puzzles me about the GMO debate is that focusing on GMOs is really a lousy proxy for those concerns. It's a lousy proxy for any of them. And so a regulatory initiative that focuses primarily on GMOs is liable to be really mistargeted. If you think more broadly about those ambitions, you're going to think about other dimensions of policy and regulation. You're going to think about things like antitrust. You're going to think about things like the breadth and scope and duration of intellectual property protection. You're going to think about environmental regulations and sort of the whole suite of mechanisms we try to put in place to push agriculture and other enterprises toward sustainability, because it's like feeding 7 billion people safely and sustainably is going to be really, really hard. You know what? It's going to be harder than getting off fossil fuels to solve carbon emissions and climate change. It's just coming down the pike at us slower, so I think we haven't fully embraced how severe it is. You're going to think about worker health and safety regulations. So these are, the concerns are important. They implicate a whole bunch of areas of public policy, but GMOs are a weird place to focus concern and attention and opposition vis-a-vis these broad concerns. I'm not saying that there's no connection, but I'm saying it's a thin connection, and it's a strange place to have such intensity of conflict.